This video is gonna be a hard one to make, not only because talking about a bigger channel as a newcomer rarely works out well, but also because I was actually a huge fan of AthleanX when I was growing up, but as I got older and more experienced, I had to slowly come to the realization that everything I currently dislike about the fitness industry was kind of started by Mr. Lean over here. Now, while in this video we'll cover all of Jeff's past controversies, I want to make it clear, I don't think Mr. Cavallin is a bad guy, but I do think that some of the business decisions that he made are questionable at best, and I think they not only had a negative effect on the average lifter, but on the fitness industry as a whole. Today we will go over every single controversy, every single red flag to see why Mr. Cavalier is truly one of the worst of the fitness industry. And I think it only makes sense to start this video off with probably the most obvious one, that being that bro is blatantly on something to maintain the shape that he's in. Allegedly, of course, in my opinion, for legal reasons. I mean, you can never be too sure as a small YouTuber nowadays, let me tell you that. Now, over here at Zoorp Corp, we're not really into the whole natty or not business like some other creators in the space, and unless the case is extremely obvious, you really can't ever tell if somebody's on gear or just a freak of nature. Like, yeah, obviously Nick Walker is on steroids, and yeah, obviously this guy is not on steroids, but there's a lot of guys and gals in the fitness industry that fall in that gray area, where you can definitely have an opinion, but you can't confirm it 100%. With that out of the way, my man Jeff is 50 years old. That's right, not 30, not 40, not even 45. Bro is half a century old. And I'm not trying to imply anything here, but find me another 50-year-old guy that looks like he's 4 weeks out of a bodybuilding show year-round that also films videos and runs a business, and I'll find you somebody that's a liar. Now, he already had this beef with Mr. Gress Ducesse a while back, where he said that he will pay for Greg's flight and hotel anytime he wants to run a drug test on him, and the bet is basically that if Jeff passes the drug test, Greg would have to delete his entire channel forever. Which, two things here. Number one, all of these offers are kind of bullshit, like ain't nobody doing all of that. But second of all, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, you can't really tell if somebody's on TRT with one test. If you take enough to keep your testosterone levels within the high ranges of what's obtainable naturally, nobody could really tell from one test if you have freak genetics or are just on TRT. And especially if you're offering to pay for Greg's hotel and ticket, you would know that he's coming in advance, so you could just hop off for a few weeks and, you know, nobody could really tell. Now, I hear what you're saying. Well, if his test levels are within the natural range, why would this matter? Well, because TRT doesn't just give you the testosterone levels of an average dude. It keeps your test levels high and consistent, even if you have a bad night of sleep, a few stressful days, if you're tired from working, or, and this one is the most important one, it keeps your test levels high as you age. Now, let me make myself clear. I'm not trying to say that you're a bad person if you're on TRT. I mean, shit, I'll hop on it as soon as I notice my test levels going down with age. But I do think that being on it, in my opinion, for legal reasons of course, while also making videos with titles like this, How to Stop Losing Muscle as You Age, The Only Exercises You Need, Men Over 40, 6 Exercises That Undo Years of Damage, Slowing Aging, How to Stop Losing Muscle as You Age, well, just hop on TRT and work out like twice a week. Now, not that complicated. I mean, even in some of these thumbnails, you can see him putting text that says 50 years old, just to sell this image to the viewer that, hey, I'm over 40 and look at me, I'm in great shape. Not to mention that half of these videos don't make no fucking sense when you actually watch them. Like the one with the thumbnail that says 50 years old is just a compilation of 10 exercises that he would do if he was living in an imaginary world where for some reason he was forced to use only 10 exercises. I mean, listen, I get it. He wants to make a list of 10 important exercises for men over 40, but let's be honest here. Exercise selection matters way less than using decent form, going hard, and actually doing the exercises that you enjoy and that are exciting you to push yourself every time you step into the gym. Also, being subscribed to Zoorp helps. It's statistically proven that Zoorp subscribers are more jacked and smarter than the average person, and before you say it, it's causation, not just correlation, okay? Anyways, Jeff's videos are also full of hippie bullshit. As you may or may not know, my name is Jeff over here kind of started the whole science-based lifting trend that we all hate now. I mean, this is not me making it up, it's literally in his banner art. And some of this bullshittery comes up in every single video, including this one for men over 40, like this rope RDL ball sack destroyer special over here. Again, I just need to remind you guys, if he could only do 10 exercises for the rest of his life, he would pick the ball sack flosser as one of those 10. Like, holy fuck, dude, just do an RDL with a barbell. What's the point of this? Jeff says in the video that this exercise trains your ability to use the glutes to drive the hips when you lift so your lower back can stay safe.
But the rope itself is actually pulling you naturally into a hinge.
Doesn't the RDL with good form do the exact same thing? How interesting. You know what else is pulling your body naturally into a hinge? Gravity and the fucking barbell that you have in your hands. Holy shit, dude. And listen, is there a slight difference in the force curve of these two exercises? Yes. Will that small difference matter in the long run? Fuck no. So, should you look like you're cleaning your ass with a towel in the middle of a public gym every time you want to practice a hinge movement? No, just grab a barbell, get the same benefits, and save yourself the embarrassment, and save the cable from your ball sweat. This is the typical appealing to authority trick that the fitness industry has been pulling for the last few decades. These quote-unquote science guys need to make things overly complicated so that the average lifter who's just starting out can see them and say,
wow, this guy is so smart. I mean, he's old and jacked, and his exercise selection is completely different from other YouTubers. He must know something that they don't. I'm gonna buy his program so I can finally look like him.
And let me tell you right now, the reason why most beginners aren't seeing results isn't because there's some magic scientific routine that they're missing. It's because they keep switching plans every week. They don't go hard on the lifts that they do. They don't try to improve every time they step into the gym. They aren't consistent, they start and they stop, and they aren't eating and sleeping well to support the workouts that they're doing inside the gym. One of the old powerlifting guys in my gym said, to get jacked, you don't need a perfect routine. You need to do the basic routine perfectly. And let me tell you, he was spitting some bars back then. By the way, speaking of selling programs, I love that on his website, when you go to buy something, it doesn't have a price listed until you add it to cart. Like, God, this guy is slimy. I mean, if you couldn't already tell by his YouTube titles. Now, of course, for the appeal to authority trick to work, you have to make yourself look like the second coming of JC. And just looking jacked won't really do it nowadays. You have to be able to perform, which is where we get into the fake weight drama. Now, this one's already been covered to death, and surprisingly, not everybody is against Jeff on this one. There are some people arguing that, well, duh, of course he would use fake weights in his demonstrations. If he's lifting regularly while also filming multiple videos per week, it would make no sense to risk your recovery just for some B-roll in your videos. And while I would agree with that logic, why fake this much weight? Like 315 on bench with 2 plates just accidentally looking exactly like the typical fake plates you can buy online? Like, why? If this was the argument, well, just put 135 on the bar and demonstrate your point. Most people understand that you're not going to hit a top set every time you want to show people how to do an exercise. Jeff did post a video of him deadlifting 4 plates with his back rounded and one of those beginner lifting belts you just find lying around in a corner of your old local home gym, and he made sure to slam those 4 plates on the ground to show that they're real, which is extremely hilarious to me because if anything, it just proves that bro was using fake plates in the other videos. You can clearly see they look different, and you can clearly see that bro is struggling with weight, which again, a 405 deadlift is nothing to be ashamed of. That's a great deadlift, but you can't be bragging about that while also faking more weights in your YouTube videos. I mean, Zoorp has a long-standing beef with Mike Gisratel, but at least he doesn't try to fake his poor athletic performance and make it look better. I mean, he probably realized that he's bad at faking things in general, but still. God, I love that we're at the point where we're giving people brownie points for not faking their lifts on YouTube. Don't you just love modern day fitness? It's okay. Anyways, Jeff might be, for legal reasons in my opinion, hiding the fact that he's on TRT, faking the weights in his videos, promoting BS scientific-based training, clickbaiting titles and thumbnails, and maybe selling some overpriced programs with shady business tactics. But wait, what was my counter argument here again? Okay, listen, I think it's important to say Jeff is a funny guy. He's definitely charismatic. I mean, you don't get far in life without charisma, but I do think it's especially important to call people like this out now. Parasocial relationships are extremely powerful and a tricky thing to navigate in today's day and age. YouTubers will use their quirky personalities to make you feel like you're their friend, only to then use that trust to sell you on crap that you don't really need. Everybody online will make themselves appear smarter, more jacked, and cooler than what they actually are in real life. And if those same people have a link in the description for their $100 workout program or their personal growth course or their mobile app, just be extremely cautious. Anyways, watch this video where we revisit the OG fitness YouTubers and we look at where they ended up nowadays. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll love this one as well, so click here and I'll see you Zoorplings in the next one. Zoorp out.